Hi, and welcome to the Jenspiration Conversation. My name is Jennifer, and if this is the first time that one of my videos has landed in your feed, I very much welcome you to this space. It means that the universe's algorithm, which is my favorite algorithm, has put this video in your feed for a reason. It's wanting to bring something in it to your attention. Maybe just a little nugget of information, could be the whole video, but I welcome you here. To returning viewers and subscribers, my deepest gratitude for coming back to sit with us to have another Jenspiration conversation. So today, it's beautiful outside. It was really sunny. The clouds are kind of coming out a little bit more. But I felt like not all of, a good portion of my crystals wanted to hang out in the video. I keep them in different parts of the house for different things, and I, cleanse them, and I hold them for different reasons. And today I was holding my piece of mookaite, and it's beautiful. If you can see it, it's really pretty. And it was kind of the inspiration to put on this turtleneck too. So I might just hang out and hold my mookaite for a bit. So anyway, my crystals are here to hang out. Today's decor is a good chunk of my crystals. Here at the Jenspiration Conversation, we talk all things spiritual, but we keep it street. Street spirituality is the brand. And if that sounds like you, then come along for the ride and hang out with us. Today's video is a fun one. I wanted to talk to you with regards to strengthening your connection with your spirit guides. So for those of you new to the spiritual journey, we all have spirit guides. We've had spirit guides since birth. You have a good portion of guides that come with you your entire lifetime. So from birth to death, they hang out with you. Other points in time, you will have different guides, different angels, different ascended masters, different ancestors that will come in periodically to help you out. And then as you, unfortunately lose loved ones, they will come in periodically as well, usually to help you with big events, or if you're really kind of feeling stuck and they want to help you get moving again. So strengthening your relationship with them is like, it makes them the happiest they've ever been. All they want to do is help you, and all they want to do is talk to you, and all they want to do is connect with you. All they want to do is guide you. So there's lots of ways to introduce yourself to your guides. And if you're a little nervous, like, how do I talk to a guide? You can just sit anywhere that you are, even after this video, and just say, hey, spirit guides, thanks for being here. Thanks for helping me. I'm open to receiving your guidance. Let's work together on this thing that I'm dealing with. Or, then it starts to get into, can you please show me a sign for, X, Y, and Z. So I'm going to get to that in a second. I posted a little short on the channel a little while ago about a way that you can kind of start playing, I call them games, but whatever, it's a game or a tactic to connect to your spirit guides. So once you develop and you nurture that relationship with your guides, and you talk to them and you sit in silence with them, and you start to feel like you actually have like a friend, like you feel like you have friends, because they are your friends. I call them my spirit team, my spirit crew, my OGs. Sometimes that's how I refer to my guides that I've really gotten to know. I call them my OGs. You're going to have guides that are a little bit softer. You're going to have funny guides. You're going to have guides that are a little bit sharper. You're going to have guides that like push you more. So getting to know them is just like any other relationship. It takes time to nurture. And a couple of people have said to me, as I've just been talking to my friends about my spiritual journey, they're like, well, I asked my guide something and I don't get an answer. And I'm like, that's because you expect it, right? Like, that's because you probably haven't taken the time to get to know them and nurture your relationship with them. You just sit and go, okay, like, tell me what I'm supposed to do, or send me a sign, and then you expect immediate results. It's like any other relationship. You're not going to get immediate results. You know, you first meet somebody. Let's say you just meet someone and you're like, I don't know, it's just a brand new friend, and then you meet for coffee the next day. You're not going to sit across from them and be like, okay, so what are you going to do for me? Like, you're my new friend now. Like, what are you going to do for me? You would never say that to another person. At least I don't think so. So you can't approach your guides the same way. Your guides are there to help you 1000%. But if you approach it in that 3D sense, like, I need immediate results now, you're going to create some resistance and some friction, because that's not the relationship that nurtures a long, sustainable, helpful relationship with them. And I'm coming to you from a place of, that's what I thought. When I first started my spiritual awakening 4.5 years ago, that's what I was doing. I was like, the synchronicities were popping off, and I was like, oh, okay, I'm connected to the universe now. I didn't have to do anything. I'm just connected. And then I would start to ask questions, and I would immediately be like, well, where the hell is my answer? Sometimes my answer came 2, 3, 4 weeks later. And then I was like, oh my gosh, I asked that like a month ago. They are going to eventually give it to you, but maybe not in the time frame that you think, because maybe you're not supposed to know in the time frame that you think. We live in a society right now that is very like instantaneous, right? Instant gratification. That's not how the spirit realm works. That's not how it works at all. Time isn't real. Time is not real. All you have is here and now. So the universe and your spirit team don't think in the same way that your 3D brain does. They don't think in instantaneous. They think in energy and fluidity. And you may put out this like, give me an answer now. Well, they're feeling that like resistance. It needs to be softer and more fluid. So you can first start by just chatting with them. You can chat with them in your head. You can walk around your house and speak to them out loud. I started in my head, and now I talk to them out loud, and then I do a mixture of both. I go back and forth. I'll be like, hey team, like, what's up today? Like, we're going to have a great day today. I'll say it in my head or whatever. I'm driving, and I'll say, you know, please keep me safe as I travel to see a client today, or whatever. And it's just this reciprocity, right? And I'm always grateful. I've said this before, everything starts from a place of gratitude, okay? Everything starts from gratitude. So when you wake up in the morning or before you go to bed at night, be grateful. Tell them what you're grateful for. Tell them that you were grateful for the sunshine today. Tell them you were grateful for green lights all the way to work. Tell them that you were grateful for that delicious ham sandwich that got you through your afternoon. Whatever. Just be grateful. Because the more grateful you are, the more abundance that will head your way, and the closer your relationship will be with your spirit team. So once you start that relationship with them and you nurture it like any other relationship in your life, then you can get to a place where your answers may be a little bit quicker. They may be instant. They might come literally within an hour, or instantaneously, or the next day. And those of us that have been on our spiritual journey, we can attest to this, that my answers have started to come a lot faster. So much so, in fact, that the reason for the video is I wanted to share 3 things with you. I wanted to share a little kind of instant, it's like an instant manifestation game that I play with my spirit guides. I wanted to tell you how you could maybe start to get to know their name. Now listen, their names may not come to you for years, okay? Don't expect to know their names right away. Maybe if you have a guide who is just like, yep, I'm comfortable with you knowing my name, then great, you may know it. But I mean, I just found out the name of one of my guides 2 weeks ago. I have all kinds of guides, but I know the name of one of them because that particular guide and I have become very, very close, and I feel the energy of that guide around me all the time. And it feels feminine, so I often refer to her as she. She feels really feminine, and she's hilarious. And she's the one that I play the games with, and she's the one who gives me my instant manifestations. And then the third thing I wanted to share with you is just something it's actually really fun when you can get to this place, but it comes back to what I was saying. I did a short video on my channel, you'll see it there, on a really cool way that you can get your guides to send you something almost right away. So I'll talk about those three things. So let's start with that one. The method that I connect with them, especially if I'm feeling a little like I want to just be really close to them in the moment, I will say to them, hey guys, that's how I talk to them. I'm like, hey team. I can actually feel some of them here right now because they're like, this morning, this is the video they wanted me to put out. So here's what I do. I say, hey guys, I want to strengthen my connection with you. How about you send me a word that I've never heard before? Give me a word I've never heard that I actually have to go look up. And in that meaning, the word that you look up, usually it's timely for what you're going through right now. So that's it. You can just be washing the dishes or walking the dog or driving to work or whatever, and you can say, hey guys, send me a word I don't know and that I have to look up. And then just kind of wait, let it come, and it will. And it's going to be a word you've never heard, so you're going to think, what is this nonsense in my head? Well, it's your word, right? Because it's something you haven't heard before. And I did it last night. And the word that they gave me, I looked up and I couldn't believe it because it was a word I needed to hear in that moment. And I received the word and I was like, oh, I don't even know how to spell that. So I started to put it into my phone with different spellings, and the second spelling is what I realized was the right word. And it turned out to be a Romanian word for whisper or soft communication or gentle communication. So it's a Romanian word for whispers and soft communication. And I just sat with that and I thought, this is really lovely, because it was kind of midnight when I was asking for it, and it was like a soft word that they gave to me. And now I'll be able to use that word in conversation with people. So it's educational at the same time, but it really strengthens your relationship with your guides. I felt closer to whoever that was that gave me that word. Haven't quite figured out who it was yet, but that's okay. You don't have to pinpoint the exact guide. Just know that your guides work as a team. They are a collective of support system. It's like your little mini girl gang or guy gang. It's like your little mini team, and they're just there, and they'll pop in whoever feels like helping you in that moment. The other thing that I have done, the instant kind of manifestation, I have played this with my really funny, cheeky spirit guide. I've played this with her. So I don't know where I got this idea from, but I was just sitting on the couch watching TV. This was back during football season. So I was watching like regular cable or whatever that had commercials, because most of our streaming services don't have commercials. And I don't know why I started to do this, but every time there was a commercial on, I would say to my guide, I said, hey, show me a hippopotamus. And I kid you not, you know, the football game would come back on and the very next commercial had a hippopotamus in it. And I laughed and I was like, thanks, girl. Watch a little bit more football, and I thought, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep asking. I asked for the most random things. I asked for a blue dog. I asked for a heart-shaped donut. I asked for, oh my gosh, I can't even remember half the stuff. I asked them to show me like Big Bird and Oscar the Grouch from Sesame Street, because I was like, they're not going to have a commercial for Sesame Street. Yeah, they sure did. It was like a Pampers commercial with like Big Bird and Oscar the Grouch on the Pampers. I was losing my mind because I would literally ask for the thing and they showed it to me in the very next commercial. I'm not kidding you. I did this all night with them to the point where I realized, I was like, okay, so they're just showing this to me in commercials. So I thought, I want to push this a little bit, just a tiny bit further. So I asked them for a baby pink pig. I was like, show me a baby pink pig. And the commercial came on and I was like, oh, there's no pig there. Guys, when I tell you that my dog was sitting beside me, she got up and she walked over to her basket of toys. She dug to the bottom of her basket and she pulled out a little pink pig that I hadn't seen in a long time, because usually the toys she plays with are on the top. She pulled out this little pink pig and she started to squeak it. And this is what I did. I went, no, I'm getting covered in chills just thinking about it, because my guide's like, yeah, girl, I showed you that pink pig. I lost my mind. I'm at home watching football by myself on a Sunday afternoon and I lost my mind. I did that laugh cry because I didn't know whether to like cry happy tears or laugh. Like I did the laugh cry. It was, as cheesy as this sounds, a really fun Sunday afternoon. I played a game with my spirit guide and she gave me instant manifestations. Instant. Now, football season's been over for a little while. I'm filming this in the middle of April. And I have played it a little bit since then, and they've shown me things like outside. Like I'll say, you know, can you give me a crow feather in my path? Boom, there's a crow feather in my path. Can you show me a penny? For example, Canada's gotten rid of our pennies. We don't have pennies anymore. They've kind of come out of circulation. So I've said, like, you know, could you put a penny in my path? And no joke, like a parking lot, there's a penny. That one took a day or two because they were like, we got to find a penny. So my connection with them just gets stronger and stronger the more I play these games with them. And I'm telling you this because I want you to get to this point. But remember what I said at the beginning of the video. It may not happen right away. I've been on this journey for a little over 4 years now, right? And I talk to my guides all the time. In my head, out loud, you know, I talk to them so I strengthen my relationship. I talk to them first thing in the morning. I talk to them throughout the day. I talk to them before I go to bed. I've also discovered a new channeling that they do with me is they channel sentences and I write them down. So my channeling has started through the written word, and you've probably seen some of my other videos where I've channeled messages for you from the collective, you know, spirit guides. So it takes time. I wasn't channeling 4 years ago. Like I wasn't getting those messages 4 years ago. I'm getting them now. So your connection to your guides grows over time because you're nurturing that relationship, but your gifts will also start to expand. The more awake you are, the more spiritual work that you've done, the stronger your connection becomes to the world at large, to earth, to nature, to source, to your guides, and to yourself. Once you've reached that point of a connection with yourself, then you start to realize how everything is connected. How I'll watch a tarot reading on YouTube, and then one of the pieces of decor in that tarot reader's background, I'm out shopping and I see the exact same piece of decor. Or I'm watching a video on, again, YouTube. I'm watching something on social media, and then I look away for a minute and I realize that the pattern is the exact same pattern that's on a tea towel that I have. Like, everything is connected. Everything is connected. And when you are tuned in to how connected everything is, it will astonish you how synchronistic and connected you are to everything, including your spirit team. Okay? I need to pause for a drink. It's just water, I promise. The last thing I want to say in this video, let me check the time. 21 minutes. Okay. My camera kicks out at 29 minutes. The last thing I want to say is how to get to know their name. This takes a while, okay? This takes the nurturing of the relationship. This takes, playing those games with them, talking to them, getting a feel for how they can support you. And you can start to say things like, hey, spirit team, I'm really feeling low this week because I don't know if I should stay with this job or look for another one. Could you help me out by sending me a blue jay feather in my path when you see fit? And then you just release that and go about your business. And maybe in 3 or 4 days or a week or whatever, they give you that blue jay feather and you're like, okay, cool. So we've got this connection going. And the more specific you are with your request, the more clear the answer will be. So in that job example, you could say, send me a blue jay feather in my path if I should stay in my current job. And then if you get the feather, you're like, okay, so they think I should stay. Now, they're confirming that they think you should stay in your current job. Great. But you have free will. Okay? You have absolute free will. They are not going to tell you what to do. They are here to guide us and support us to come home to our authenticity. So if you're asking very specific yes or no questions and you're getting your answers, just remember, you still have free will. If you don't like the answer, that's okay. Do what you want. But just know that they come from the deepest place of love and light for you, and they're here to usher you home to yourself, to usher you home to your authenticity, to usher you to the path that you know deep down that you should be on, to usher you away from people, places, things, relationships, cities, countries, whatever. They are here to help guide you, okay? But you still have free will. So I just want to reiterate that. Sorry, I digress there. How to get to know your spirit guides' names. It's the same approach. I just took this approach 2 weeks ago. I said to my funny spirit guide, I said, hey girl, funny, cheeky spirit guide, if you'd like to share your name with me, I'd be completely open to getting to know you a little bit more and what your name is. If you feel the time is right, if you feel comfortable sharing your name with me, please show me what your name is. And then I left it, okay? And then I was making a cup of tea. I sat down to watch some TV, and I started to see a repeating word. The show I was watching had a character with this particular word, and then I took a break and I made something to eat and I checked my social media for a second, and then all of a sudden I was like, well, that's not a coincidence. And that's not a coincidence because there's that word again. And then I sat back down to watch TV. I finished the movie, and the movie introduced, that main character. She was a main character throughout the whole thing, and they kept saying that character's name. And I went to bed that night, and I said, "Is your name," and I said the word, and I said, "If that's true, send me a confirmation through a new word." Like, I did it double. I was like, "Send me a confirmation through a new word." And she popped in a brand new word. And I was like, okay. So now I can call her by her name. So mine came instant after 4 years, right? So mine came instant throughout the evening. I have heard one of the tarot readers that I follow on YouTube. She also has a spiritual channel, and she talked about how she introduced herself to her guide. And I think her answer came like within 2 weeks. She started to sense what, and her guide, the one that she was introduced to, is masculine. So she understood what his name was after like maybe a week or whatever. I just think my cheeky spirit guide, she's so cheeky that she was just like, "Thank you for finally asking me what my name is, bitch." Like, that's sometimes how I hear her. Like, that's sometimes how I feel her talk to me. It's like, "Of course, bitch. Like, I'll tell you what my name is, girl." Like, that's her vibe. That's just what she gives me. And she has a very sweet name. And I'm not going to say it because it's just, that's my relationship with her, right? So yeah, their names will come to you eventually, but it takes time to nurture that relationship. So that's really what I wanted to talk to you about today, is just how to strengthen that relationship, how to build that relationship. Don't feel awkward. They're part of your team. Just talk to them like you normally would. And they've seen you cry. They've seen you laugh. They've seen you joyfully do things. They've watched you fall in love. They've watched you fall out of love. They watch you get your heart broken. They watch you lose jobs. They watch you move cities and countries or whatever. They've seen you through all of that stuff. And they're cheering you on all the way. And they are absolutely here if and when you need them. If you do not feel comfortable talking to them yet, don't think that they're sitting there like this. They're not. They're not sitting there upset with you. They're just totally with you and patient, because they don't live in the 3D world where those emotions are real. All they know for you is love and light. That's it. That's what they vibrate at, is love and light. That's all they know. So they're not mad at you, okay? They're not upset with you. And if you make a wrong decision, which I don't believe there's such thing as wrong decisions, but if there's a decision that you make and then you're going down this path and you're like, "Oh shit, that wasn't good, I'm just going to bring myself back," they're not mad at you for that. They're never mad, okay? They don't judge you. They will never judge you. So if you want to just kind of connect with them, those are just some fun ways. Ask for a new word. Play that kind of instant manifestation game with them. And then if you get to a point that you want to know their names, just start asking, and you'll start to see synchronicities that are like, "Oh, I think that's their name." So that is the message for today. I very much appreciate you spending some time with me and having a Jenspiration conversation. I deeply, deeply appreciate it. Feel free to comment below if you want to share some of your stories. I'm also a podcaster. If you feel like giving my podcast a listen, I put the details in the description box below. Yep. They cut me off mid-sentence. Here I am ready to wrap it up, and they cut me off. Thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it very much. I was just saying that if you feel called and want to listen to my podcast, I've had it for just over a year now. The information is in the description box below. Thank you very much for having this Jenspiration conversation with me, and I will see you next time. Cheers, everybody.